So I would like to make a motion to determine if the parent request to attend a high school not of record satisfies the educational hardship in accordance with Hooksett School District Policy JCB.
Okay, Debbie, do you have that?
I do, I can give you that.
Okay, does everyone?
So I make a motion to determine if the parent request that we received this evening to attend a high school not of record satisfies the educational hardship definition in accordance with Hooksett School District Policy JCB.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second to take action.
Okay, all right. So just to clarify, yes, grants request and no does not. Is that correct?
Yes, I would say it satisfies the requirements of the hardship.
Okay, and no is, okay. All right, I think I would like to have a roll call.
No.
Cheryl?
No.
Tricia? Trish? No, and no. Okay. Okay, I don't know where to go from here. Do we move on? Okay. All right. We do have opportunity for public address in a few minutes, so. All right, so we're gonna go to personnel.
Just some information. What the board asked us to do
Was asked the current.
was to ask the current group how many were interested, because there was one piece of the charge that was not completed. And it's in the middle paragraph of the charge. It deals with trying to identify construction costs and operational costs of a Hooksett Only High School. And it was the board's sense that to bring the study to closure, that should be done. And so you asked us to get a hold of the existing committee, which we did do. We know who's willing to continue participation, and we would bring them, reassemble them to finish that last dance.
Thank you. Anything else, Todd?
I would just ask, I know that we just looked at participants and to see if they were willing to still serve. I think there's a couple titles on there we probably need to change around. John Perrone is still on the list as a budget committee member. I don't believe he is a budget committee member, so we may be able to move him to committee at large. And I don't know if Joanne's still on the planning board.
No, she's not.
So maybe we can inquire about those two boards or solicit those two boards if they have a member that would like to participate.
So John and Joanne did indicate interest in serving. So,
They can fill those other
so it wouldn't be inappropriate to move John and Joanne to the two committee at large members.
So they become at large, and then, Todd, are you suggesting that we,
Reach out to the budget committee and the planning board to see if they would like to,
and town council?
And the
and town council to see if they'd like to have someone participate on the board or the committee.
Okay. Yes.
I have another request. I know it appears that we're full with the vacancies on existing boards. There was, for the first half of the committee, Steve Kuchar was on the board, on the committee, and he resigned his position because he was deployed to Iraq.
Okay.
Would it be acceptable, okay, to ask if he would be interested in coming back since he has returned from Iraq?
I don't. Well, if we're looking for a, I don't know. Did we specifically indicate why did we indicate planning board member? I can certainly understand a budget committee member. Town council could. Planning board member be another board. We specifically indicate, why did we say planning board?
I think at the time, the planning board was very involved in assisting us in identifying a school building site. So they had some knowledge about the high school initiative.
So in that case, maybe the planning board could decide to ask Mr. Kuchar to serve on their behalf. That would be up to them.
That's up to them.
So that probably would be
I don't even know that he would say yes or no.
I think the intent of the board with this is to take the people who were working on this, reassemble them and have them finish. We certainly could do it differently.
He was,
We could
prior
lose
to
one.
his deployment, was a very active member of this committee, but resigned his position because he couldn't Skype into a meeting.
Was he a member at large, or was he a?
I'm not sure if he was a community member at large or a parent.
well,
I do know he's on the conservation committee.
there's no reason why we could not have two alternates. Is that possible?
Yep.
Okay, so we could add an alternate if somebody willing to serve as an alternate, and they would still attend. So that could be how we could handle Mr. Kuchar if he would like to serve again. So let's do this.
He could just help fill the Becky Lynn vacant. He was very good with data.
And as Dr. Littlefield said, we want to appoint them to finish the charge, specifically that section talking about cost, because that's my recollection of the last form, that was the main concern. We need costs, we need numbers on operational and construction costs, and I think that was where the public wanted to go. Go ahead, Trish. Cheryl.
But my understanding was not that we were going to include, rather than, it says here, it doesn't preclude other, the community members or the school board looking at other avenues. But I thought my understanding was it was actually going to be included in the study so that we could actually look at both at the same time, whether going to other schools makes more sense and if that's what the community wants, and looking at what the cost would be for that. And that was my understanding of reconvening this high school study.
Would that suggestion by Cheryl be restricted in this current charge? They could still do that, per request.
The way this charge is set up,
It
though,
says we
no.
can pursue other options for educating. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you read that section that you want.
Okay,
Yeah.
Help me out with what we're asking.
Cheryl, can you clarify that
The school
for
board,
us?
the study committee, I'm sorry, I missed the study committee. So the study committee and the Hooksett community for the research and so.
I think what the board is interested in is the high school study committee has been hanging out there for months. And the board commissioned UNH to do a survey of the community. And I think when we had the public forum on that survey, there was a great deal of community interest in. I'd have a better opinion if I knew what a high school cost and what it would cost to operate. And the high school study committee never got to that. So I think the sense of the board was it would bring everything to closure if in fact they could get to that task, so that that question could be answered that came out as part of the survey. And there are a number of ways of doing that.
But I mean, it doesn't, I missed the part that the study committee also could look into those other avenues, so it is within their charge.
But we would request them to specifically concentrate on
Yes.
paragraph 2.